I split a couple of sitemaps into multiple individual sitemaps. And in under a week, Google started to crawl my client's site more and more frequently. Pages that were stuck in crawled, currently not indexed, started to gain in rankings and generate revenue. I call this sitemap stacking, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how to set this up. And in 10 years of doing SEO, not a lot surprises me these days, but this did. Now before we get into the nitty gritty, you need to understand what kind of sitemaps you need. So if you're e-commerce, you'll likely need the products, of course, the categories, even the subcategories, the stores, the blogs, etc. If you're, let's just say, a local business, you could have your service pages, your locations, your events. Same with SaaS, you can do something similar. Let's say you're a course company. That means you'll have sitemaps related to your page types. So you're going to ask yourself a very simple question. What page types do you have? And then you're going to make a list of them. And what you're going to do is download the Rank Math SEO plugin, or if you've got Yoast SEO, it works the same. Click on Sitemap settings, and then on the left here under page types, you should see your different page types like locations, services, etc. However, if you don't see them on the left here, that means you're going to have to download a plugin, and you're basically just going to use the CPT UI plugin here. And what you're going to do is click on Add Edit Post Types. In Post Type Slug, type in the post/page type you want. So in this case, let's just say location. It says slug already exists because I've done this before. Now, the plural example, this is very important. So we've got the singular here, location, and then the plural, which is just adding the S on the end. And then you've got the singular type again, so that's just location, and then click Add Post Type. Now this is really, really important because if you mess this up, it's just going to mess everything up. And all this you see under it, you don't need to worry about this. And once you've hit save on the left here, it'll come up, as you can see, locations. Then you're going to click on this, and then you're going to add a new page. So add new location, it says on the top here. And then basically you're just going to publish a page, and I've already done that. And this basically just works as a normal standard page that you'll see on WordPress. And if you're on Shopify, Magento, etc., it all works the same. I'm just using my personal website as an example. Then you're going to go back into Rank Math, click on Sitemap settings here again, and then you should see it appear on the left here. And then you're going to click on Include Sitemap. And then if we click this, there, as you can see, location/London is in here. And you can see the URL is location-sitemap.xml. So that sitemap has now been built. What would be left for you to do is actually build out these pages. And more on that in just a second. Now, if you don't see the sitemap pop up for some reason, you're just going to turn it off and then click Save Changes, and then turn it back on and click Save Changes again, and then you should see it working. And if it's still not working, you're just going to click on Settings and then click on Permalinks, and then scroll down and just hit Save Changes, and then it should be working. And make sure post name is selected. Now there is one big glaring issue, and that is, what if these pages that you want to create, they're already published? If that's the case, you're going to have to do a redirect, and you can use Rank Math for this. You can see here it says redirections, and then I've got a redirect as an example here. You're just going to click on Add New. I'll just click on this one just so I can show you an example. What you're going to do is put in your source URL, so not your entire URL, just the very end of it, and then you're going to put the destination that you want to go on, the new URL. So that will be your full URL. Make sure 301 permanent move has been clicked, and then you're going to click on Update Redirection. And this is a very manual approach. But what if you've got lots of different pages? If that's the case, you're going to click on Status and Tools, and then Import and Export. And then basically you're going to choose a file and upload an Excel sheet or a Google sheet instead. And basically that's going to have your old URLs on one side and then your new URLs on the other side and on another column, and then you're going to import it, and that would have been done. So the next thing you're going to do is click back on sitemap settings, and then you're going to click on HTML sitemap. You want to enable this, and then it'll give you a shortcode. You're basically just going to copy this, and then you're going to click on pages. You're going to click on add page, and I've already done this, so I'm just going to type in sitemap. So you're just going to get a new page called sitemap, and then you're just going to paste it in here, hit publish. So I'll just hit save, and then it'll give me the URL, as you can see here, and this will give you all your pages and posts. And it does look kind of ugly. That's fine, it's not really for the users, but you can clean it up by going back into your sitemap. And let's just go back to rank math, click on sitemap settings again, back to the HTML sitemap, and you can show dates, you can sort by publish date or your post ID, and you can exclude things from the sitemap as well. So now we've got more XML sitemaps, and now we've got a HTML sitemap. I'd recommend linking this HTML sitemap in your footer here. And the difference between the two is the XML sitemap, this is for search engines exclusively, and the HTML sitemap is for the users, although not a lot of users actually use the HTML sitemaps generally speaking, so this is more for the search engines in realistic terms. And this is your 5-point checklist. So before doing this, you're going to want to test it out first and then roll it out. So the first thing you're going to do is create each page using the CPT UI plugin. Then you're going to build a new page for each type of page you want, and then add them to the sitemap, and then you're just going to use rank math for this, and then you're going to see if it's what you want. Is the page functioning properly? And then you're going to roll out the bulk redirect. And once you've done this, Google is basically just crawling your site constantly. And what you should see looks something like this. This is a client of mine, and I just rolled it out very recently, and all I did was add a HTML sitemap in there, and more pages start to get indexed. We've got more signups to their business because of this. Now, if you're someone who's looking to grow their business through SEO, I'd recommend checking out my page here. And basically what this is basically just an hour with me, and I'll teach you what you need to do in order to increase your rankings. And the thing is, you can keep watching these videos, piece together advice, or spend an hour with me. I'll leave a link in the description below.